Hey everyone, Janie here. Welcome back to my garden. So you all probably saw from the title, my garden is an absolute incredible mess right now. I am so embarrassed. I don't want to say I'm embarrassed because it's obviously a work in progress and we are obviously working on everything, but it's just so hard because I want my garden to look beautiful, especially because we're really getting into spring and everything, like the daffodils are looking absolutely gorgeous, but everything behind the daffodils are looking, whoa, it just looks so bad. So we have a bunch of projects in progress at this point. We have all our mulch removed around the front and the back. We have a dumpster to put that mulch in. We have the greenhouse is getting leveled right now. So all the stuff is out of the greenhouse, spread all over. I have my wattle fence in my veggie garden halfway done because I realized I needed sturdier stakes. So I'm waiting for those to get delivered. I mean, you guys, the list just goes on and on and on. And this is just kind of part of it, but I thought I would share it with you guys, because I kind of just think it's hilarious right now. It's like I walk outside and I go like this because it just looks a mess. Anyway, it's totally fine. It's for the greater good, but let me show you guys around. Okay, so I am up by my front door and you guys can see all the mulch is gone. It is all completely gone. And Jason and I spent all that time power washing all the walkways and now it's all stained with that black stuff from all the mulch from taking it all out. It's just hilarious, you guys. It's all for the greater good and I'm excited about it, but holy moly, everything is kind of just a mess. So we were also cleaning out the side yard. I will show you guys that a little bit. And water got into some of my Tupperware boxes that I was storing some compost in. So I went and I spread the compost around, which was really easy because there was no mulch on the ground. But boy, it smells in my garden right now. It was like wet compost. I'm sure the plants absolutely love it. But you can see as I was shoveling it on there, we have drips of compost everywhere. Over here in the side yard, we got our stump ground out, so that's all done. And then just this morning, I filled it back in with all the rock right there. And then we're working on cleaning this whole area out so that we can put like pavers right here. But these are kind of the Tupperwares that I was telling you guys about. These are all filled with compost, and one of them cracked and they got a bunch of water in it. So that was the one that I had to get out everywhere. But it's just so funny. It's just, oh boy, it's such a mess. So to get all the mulch removed, like I said, we had a gardener come and help us remove all of the mulch. It was a husband and wife team. They did fantastic. The only way to get rid of mulch in my town is to put it in just a dumpster pile. You can't recycle it or anything like that, which I found shocking. So we have this big dumpster here right now. This was the only size they said we could have for mulch because mulch got too wet and heavy. So it had to be this big sized one. So filled with mulch, filled with the roots that we dug out. And then the big thing, it's filled with landscape fabric. We have removed every single little bit of landscape fabric that was around the garden. Every single little bit is completely removed. And I can't even tell you how excited I am about that. That was worth everything. That's worth a messy garden. So there is literally no landscape fabric in my garden at all anymore, which is just huge. So when we moved into this house, they had just redone all of the garden and they hired someone and they literally put landscape fabric in every square inch. Like literally it was everywhere. So I've spent the last 3 years pulling up landscape fabric piece by piece, trying to make it, trying to take it away. And now, because we took all this mulch out, this was the time to be able to get it all out. So it's gone and I am so happy and I am so relieved. Look how good my daffodils look, you guys. Don't they look beautiful? The Snow Princess lobularia is growing crazy. Crazy. I love it. I don't want to take it out, but I have other things that I'm planning to put in here. You can see here, this is my first anemone over on this side. And then I have a lot more over there in my cut flower garden. I'll show you guys that. But basically everywhere there's just no mulch. So we got to come in and we got to add a whole bunch of mulch, but there also is no landscape fabric, which is absolutely so exciting, you guys. It's just such a relief to know that when I dig in the garden, I'm not going to run into landscape fabric anymore. I don't know how many more weeds I'm going to get now because of it, but I really honestly don't care. Here's the crepe myrtle garden bed. You guys saw me plant this up on last Friday's video. Looking really good. Again, it still needs a layer of mulch to kind of wrap everything up. And then over here in the cut flower garden, this is looking okay. The tulips and daffodils have not come up yet, but they're working on it. The anemones have come up, the black eyes. Some of them have come up. They look really, really good. Jason and I I had a couple bags of soil in the side yard and that I didn't really want to use because I didn't love the type of soil, but I just spread it out over the top here. And I think that will be really good. I think it looks really good right now. And my plan for this week is I'm going to add drip to this, and then I'm hardening off my seedlings right now. You guys will see it in the backyard. And then these are going out this week, my cut flowers. So excited about that. Oh, and here's our super clean garage that we just spent all that time cleaning out, and now it has boxes everywhere. This is our new patio furniture, which is very exciting. We actually have 2 more boxes inside. So as soon as it stops raining, all this is going out. But it's like you clean out the garage and then it gets filled up again. So it's just too funny. Okay, then I wanted to show you my backyard. It's a mess, but it's a beautiful mess, and I'm excited about it because things are progressing and things are happening, which is, when you're in winter, you just kind of wait for things to start going, and they are going. So this is our old patio furniture. We have to sell this. It's been raining like basically every day, not all day, obviously, you can see, but pretty much every day it's been raining. So as soon as it stops raining, I'll be able to take pictures of these and then be able to sell them. The greenhouse, everything is out of the greenhouse right now because the contractor is working on leveling the greenhouse. So you can see the greenhouse is kind of crooked. It's, it's on a slant because the concrete is slanted for the drainage. He is going to bolt it up on some concrete something footings, or I don't know. I don't know what he said, but he's basically going to level the greenhouse, and it's going to be bolted into the ground so it doesn't blow or move or anything like that. So I have to tell him the exact place I want it, and then it's going to be there forever, which is very exciting. So I have all the plants out. He's coming back later today to start working on that. He's obviously not going to finish it today, but I got all my plants out. They're all getting a little bit of sun. My super petunias are doing okay, not fantastic. You can see bubblegum's doing great. A couple of the limoncellos are doing okay. This one is dying. I don't know why. It doesn't need water or anything like that. It's like, I'm done. You've tortured me for way too long. So I've been holding these over in my greenhouse and also in my office/seed starting room all winter long. And probably, I don't know, like 3 or 4 have died for one reason or another. They did have aphids, and then the aphids spread to my seedlings, which is horrible. These are Gomphrena seedlings that I'm planting out in my cut flower garden, and they were attacked by aphids. I mean, absolutely attacked. And I'll still come out here and I'll still see them and I'll just squish them. And I sprayed insecticidal soap on them, but that didn't really work fabulous. Anyway, these poor things just suffered. I'm just kind of limping them along. Plus fungus gnats. I mean, they've been through a lot. These are the seedlings that I'm going to be planting out in my cut flower garden next week. These all look fantastic, really good. Did have a little bit of fungus gnats, but not a ton. And then these are snapdragons. I'll probably plant those out as well. And then some columbine. So yeah, so these are all just hardening off right now. Looking good. So there's the Tupperware that usually go in my greenhouse. So that's hanging out for now. Here is my half done project of my wattle fence. I started this, I showed you guys this video last week where I started this and then I stopped it because I realized I needed stronger stakes for the sails, the vertical stakes on this wattle fence. So I will link it below. I ordered like tomato stakes, but they're in like this brownish blackish color, and I think that those will work really well because they won't like, what do you call it? Disintegrate with the water. I don't know, like rot basically, which these bamboo stakes, a couple of them rotted. And so I was just getting really frustrated, and I don't want to redo the fence again next year. So you can see I started with this side. It looks really good. I really love this look. I think it's so natural. But you know, I have to make it so it lasts longer. Yes, I'm in my slippers, and yes, let's step over this mess. It's just, everything's such a mess. Okay, coming over here, I did get the bougainvillea all trained up on the wall, and I think it looks absolutely gorgeous. It's still not totally blooming yet because it's just not ready. It hasn't been warm enough yet. You can see down here, there's no mulch. It looks bare, it looks empty. I did take some of that compost and dump it out over there, which I'm probably gonna do that for more. I think the bougainvillea will like the compost. I am not gonna fertilize my bougainvillea this year, I've decided. I did hibiscus and palm fertilizer last year on my bougainvillea, and it was too much. It was too much, and I had way too much leafy growth, and I was cutting out way too many suckers. And so this year I'm literally gonna do no fertilizer, and I'm gonna see how it does. I'm also not gonna plant anything around them this year, which I did plant under them last year. So I'm just gonna keep them super, super dry, no water, and just kind of see how they do. But I do like how, this is like one thing that I can put a check next to. This is totally done. Can you guys see the rain clouds coming? Yeah, so I gotta hurry. All right, and then you can see over here, this used to be a rock pathway with these red stepping stones. See those right there? I just use those because that's what we had here. The previous owner left them here, so I just used them as stepping stones. But we took all that out, and then we also took out all the mulch, and also took out all the landscape fabric. That horrible, horrible landscape fabric. It was absolutely all over this back garden, and I had gone through, and I was lazy, and I just cut holes in it to plant all of these plants. So I had to go around, and I had to, you know, basically cut the landscape fabric out. And it wasn't like it was like one layer of landscape fabric. It was like 2 or 3 layers of landscape fabric because they had overlapped it. And there used to be landscape rock. I'll see if I can find a picture for you guys, but there used to be landscape rock everywhere here. So there's been quite a bit of change going on back here, and I'm really excited because I feel like this is the right way to do it, right? There was landscape fabric underneath these barrels. We had to move these barrels. Underneath all these pots, we had to move these pots. Just, it was a lot, and it felt really good to remove all of it. And I mean, there is not a lick of landscape fabric left in my garden, and I am so very excited about that finally. Jason did repaint my tutor. I get asked often where I got this tutor. I actually made it myself. This was my prototype. So this one's not very good. I made another one and gave it to my parents. I do have a video. I will link it up above right now so you guys can see how I did that one. I did a much better job on that one. But I had painted this one, and then I painted it with like a polyurethane to protect it, and that polyurethane turned like this yellow color. So Jason just painted it over with the exterior latex paint, or some type of exterior paint, and we're not going to polyurethane over it, you know, and not worry about it. I do have my Gertrude Jekyll rose under here, and I do want to say to you all, yes, it is pronounced Gertrude Jekyll. It is not pronounced Gertrude Jekyll. So I got a ton of comments about that. Yes, she does pronounce her name Gertrude Jekyll. So it is, my Gertrude Jekyll rose is starting to come out of dormancy, which is very exciting. I'm so excited about that rose. I cannot wait. All right, then coming over here, you can see, I'm just showing you guys all the messed up spots. You can see all my drip tubing is kind of all over the place. I had to move my bench. I had to move my iceberg rose standards. I still have this one leafing out really well. And this one's coming. It's just behind the other one a little bit. I do have to move, I do want to switch them, but I need to ask Jason to do that because they're just a little too heavy for me to move. I mean, I could do it, but I might as well just ask Jason. So yeah, you can see, look at how I plant everything. Because I had all that mulch and all that landscape fabric, I would pull that landscape fabric back as far as I could, and then I would plant my plant, right? This is my agapanthus, but you can see that they all got planted like too high, right? Which is not bad. You'd rather plant a plant higher than too low. But I think I'm going to come through with some compost and top dress everything just to kind of smooth the layers out, I guess. I don't, can you guys see that? See this like lip right here? And that's just because of planting in landscape fabric. It's just so frustrating. I'm glad it's gone. So while the mulch is gone, we're gonna get something to level these pots so that they don't go wonky anymore. So that's why I haven't put them back. That's why they look like this. But again, it just looks like such a mess. It's just incredible. So anyway, when we were cleaning out the side yard, I have another pot just like this, but just a smaller size. And we found a black widow in it. And Jason took the back of a shovel, not even the pointy part of the shovel, the back of the shovel to kill the black widow. And this pot literally disintegrated. Not this one, the smaller version of this one, but it's the same kind of pot. I bought this pot from TJ Maxx. So it's not like it's a good quality pot or anything like that. But now that pot has broken, I am really worried about this pot and this poor Purple Queen Bougainvillea that has suffered. Oh my goodness. She's not going to be able to handle another repotting. So I don't know. I'm just leaving it there. I'm not totally sure what to do. Oh my goodness, it's just a crack up. Okay, so here's my greenhouse. Everything's out of it. Kind of a mess. I do have a leak back there in my drip tubing. I swear, I'm just showing you guys all of the stuff. Here's one thing that's looking really good. These are my white giant calla lilies. I had one knot come up. Oh no, wait. There it is. Never mind, I spoke too soon. So they all came up. I planted all of them. I have 4 that look fantastic. I am gonna plant them over there, kind of behind that bench, and they're supposed to get tall. They're supposed to get more than 6 feet tall. So I keep thinking to myself, like, oh, what am I gonna plant back here for a little bit of height, right? Okay, I'm planting the calla lilies. I have to remind myself that's how big they're gonna get. It's going to be incredible. These big white calla lilies behind the bench, it's going to be gorgeous. I just have to be patient and wait for them to grow because they're going to get absolutely massive. Okay, so this was kind of a funny video. I know, but I just had to show you all what was going on. This is all probably going to be wrapped up by the time I do my March garden tours, but I just had to show you guys what it looks like in the meantime. It looks horrible. It looks so bad. Everything looks like such a mess, and I'm just gotta accept it. I just have to accept it and look at the really beautiful things like the tulips right here. and the paper whites that smell absolutely beautiful. These are zivas and they smell gorgeous. All right, you guys, that's it for my work in progress. The garden is a mess garden tour. I hope you all enjoyed this, and I hope you all have a chance to get in your garden today.